Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to this episode of Kottabos Space Program. We once again come in to see these wonderful Kerbals floating in space. You know, I really should take Jebediah out on an EVA, but I'm paranoid about not being able to control him well enough to get him back in. So yes, let's jump into our save game here real quick. Now, before recording, I was playing around a little bit here in the vehicle assembly building. This episode, I want to try and launch a satellite, and so I began designing this, the K-Sat, with, oh my god, 67 parts? Wow. My Kottabos X1 and Kottabos X2 rockets that I've done so far, both are 5 stages and 37 parts. Oh wow, they're both the same. Interesting. But this one is 67 parts in total. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's a little interesting. As you can see, with my continued obsession with solid rocket boosters, I've got the small ones down here, because this is a small rocket. And I have this stage here as well that I want to drop away, because I want this thing to keep shedding weight as we go up. So that hopefully it's a little more efficient, maybe? I'm hoping. It's probably gonna blow up. But yes, we'll continue forth. I don't know if putting the wings here was really a good idea. I mean, it's kind of right in the center of the ship, but nonetheless, so yes, these rockets will fire, launch away. This bottom section will burn, then launch away. This section then will hopefully be what gets it into its final little push into space. Then this section right here is hopefully what I will use to get it into a good orbit and get it into the position that I like. And then it will split away into 2 spacecraft, because I have this little control module right here, so that my hope is that I can then, so I don't have debris left in space, basically burn so that this section falls and back into the Kerbin atmosphere and burns up on re-entry, leaving this robotic section to remain in space. We have solar panels here, some wonderful science. We have 2 communication antennas that, you gotta make sure it's all good. Some RCS thrusters, a nice big battery pack, some fuel, and of course, the Stay Putnik Mark II. So, I haven't tried this thing out yet. I basically just jumped on here real quick and decided, let's build something interesting. So, this is what I made. And I did play around a little bit with launching some of the stock rockets, just for fun. I tried this Z-Map satellite, which is an interesting little satellite, but I'm not a big fan of the rocket part of it because, well, I'm an awful pilot, and I love having SAS, and this thing has nothing. Granted, I could easily add that in, but nonetheless, I didn't care for it much. Plus, it needed more rocket behind it. But I don't know why, but that's a thing that I wanted. And, come on, that thing only had 2 solid rocket boosters. This one has 6. The more the better. I'm a big fan of the solid rocket boosters, so let's hope this works. I have no idea. Let's see, what's the center of thrust? Alright, that's good. Center of lift. Right there. Center of mass. A little bit low, but it'll change once these all drop off. Oh, I hope this thing doesn't blow up in my face. It may. So, let's launch. Yes, there's the Z-Map satellite that I launched, and oh, it went poorly since I didn't realize it didn't have an SAS on it until I launched, and I wasn't really paying attention, and the thing just kind of started doing backflips, and then it blew up. It was horrible. I kind of wish I was recording it, but well, it would have been funny. But let us try and launch up my K-Sat. It's nighttime. Let's speed up time until day arrives, because, yeah, that launch last episode at night, I was not a big fan of. I was You know, the video turned out alright, but I do wish it was brighter, so let's... Come on. Come on. Whoa, oh god, oh god, oh god. Okay, well, I think we may have gone through a season. I hope no one with epilepsy was watching that, but hey. Oh, man. Alright. Ooh, I forgot to move this down here. I like for these to release at the same time my engines go. Because it just... I like it. There really is no point to starting your engines first while it's still holding it in place. That doesn't matter yet. It probably will in the future, but at this moment, it's better just to launch all at the same time. So, let us... Oh god. Let's hope that this works. Oh wow, that's got a lot of... Oh yes, I have that giant battery on the thing, so it has a lot of electrical charge. Well, if that is the case, let us activate the science before we start. Alright, the grav detector, and... No, that's the Communitron. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. The barometer. I don't know why I put a barometer on this thing, since it's going to be a satellite in space, but we'll call it a weather satellite. It's all good. So, oh, yes. Let us launch in 3, 2, 1. Alright. It's going good. It's going good so far. I did forget to put those 3 engines on at the same time as the solid rocket boosters, so I'm a little worried about that. Let's actually... Oh, we want you too. And you, and you. Let's move these down here so I can control them now. Whoop. Why aren't these firing? Oh god. It's not shedding weight like I'd hoped. Moving those engines has caused problems. Okay, well, let's see how this goes. I'm starting to get some shaking here. Yeah, this satellite isn't exactly the most aerodynamic thing in the world. So, yeah, let's... Oh god, why aren't these launching? Can I launch them manually from here? Apparently not. Maybe? Launch it. Launch? Haha! Okay. Okay. Oh, that was not what I wanted to happen. Okay, okay, we can salvage this. We can salvage this. Alright, yeah, that didn't go so well. I grabbed the wrong ones. Oh, man. Let's start doing my turn. Probably a bit much to angle it all the way to the 90-degree mark now, but this mission's already pretty much borked, so let's just go for it, see what happens. Actually, I want to try and get this into a good 100-150 meter orbit. How's the... Hey, actually, I may not have needed all that extra staging, so we might still be good, I think. Let's slow it down. Slow it down. Oh, speed it back up. There we go. There we are. 150,000 meters. That is where I want my satellite to orbit. We've still got a good amount of fuel here for actually getting ourselves a nice orbit. So this is good. I'm liking it. A little bit messed up of staging. I really should never try to readjust staging in flight. That is a horrible, horrible idea. But hey, you know what? It didn't go as badly as I thought it would. So, all right. I wish I could slow down time a little more, because I kind of want to play around with these maneuvers. Okay, so if we burn at the apoapsis, Alright, so that's what I use for that. And that... Ooh. That's a little screwy. Let's see if we can... Whoop! How'd that go? Not horrible. Let's adjust it a little bit more. Bring that... Whoop, no, 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 no. Bring that in a bit. That's 150, 180. You know what? I like that maneuver. Okay, let's see how this maneuvering goes for me. I've never tried playing around with these more. I've been meaning to play around with it. Let's turn on RCS. Thank God I put that on. Let's rotate slowly but surely. But yeah, I've been meaning to play with these maneuvers a bit more so that I can actually at least pretend that I know what I'm doing on here. But yeah, I just have not had the time for that. Why? What are you doing? Where are you going over? And why do I not actually see my RCS firing? Huh. I have RCS fuel. Alright, well I know we can maneuver a little bit better when we have the engines on, so... Turn back on SAS, try and lock that position. And we have about 30 seconds until we reach that maneuver node. Let's try and get a bit better lined up here. Alright, I'm not exactly on it, but I'm hoping it should be fine. Now that seems like I should be burning for a lot longer than just 10 seconds. For some reason I don't think this is going to go well. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and burn. Oh, yeah, that's a much longer burn time. That seems more correct. Alright. Let's just listen to what this says, and we've got 9 more seconds. Whoa. Oh, we lost some power with that. Alright, come on. Back on target. A little off, a little off. Alright, let's see. Yeah, this isn't going nearly as well as I'd hoped now. Manually having to control this is not going too extraordinarily well. And okay. What did that do? You know what? I'm happy with that. That's not bad at all. It's a little bit wonky. I may try and circularize it a bit more. But honestly, I think I may call that a win. And you know what? I am actually going to call that a win. So we are going to try and separate these two stages and separate it into 2 separate ships. I wanted to try and do this because basically I'm thinking it would be a good test for future missions that will be running out in space, including making space stations and maybe docking ships onto it and then launching them off so they could refuel or something along those lines. Which is why I wanted to do this as a 2-parter. So let's let's see how this goes. And separate. Alright, now that other ship should be another ship. Yes, there we go. And let's just turn the engine on slightly. Oh, this thing has no control whatsoever. And let's try and get this thing back. Whoa! Oh, God. Well, that... Oh, man. Oh, wait, no, I do have SAS on this. I forgot that I left it on this section. Alright, and here we go. We don't have RCS, though, so we don't need that on. And this should be... Yes, there we go. That is going to bring this thing back into the atmosphere so that it crashes down nicely. And KSAT is still going on its lovely trajectory. I probably should have circularized it a bit more so it's not quite so wonky of an orbit, but you know what? I'm happy with it. This was successful. This little probe bit is working. I like that too, so I can lose all this bulk that this thing has. Though, oh god, we almost crashed right into that thing. Oh jeez. That basically made my heart skip a beat there. I was like, oh no, I like that satellite. Yes, there we go. I really don't need to be burning this long, but I would like for it to have a nice steep descent. So even though that doesn't matter at this point in the game, I'm going to imagine that it's going to burn up nicely in the atmosphere with that. And, oh. Huh, it's going wide again. I seem to have lost control of the engine. I cannot throttle up and down anymore. What did I do? Oh well, it's not going to regain an orbit. Oh god, is it? Nah, no, it's not going to regain an orbit. It's almost out of fuel. Yeah, there it goes. It's out of fuel. So this thing is going to crash down. Oh, I'm too far away to go back to the satellite. Well, let's speed up time and watch this thing crash. Because, you know, that would be fun. Alright. It's coming down quick. Oh, I do love those new effects. Oh, there we go. And almost in the water. So we're not going to have a nice big boom, but we'll have a nice big splash. There we go. Alright, let's go to the tracking station. Okay, we can bring up the KSAT here and let us unfold its solar panels and activate its antennas. So let's see here. Oh, you gotta do them both individually, huh? There we go. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, that's cool. They're actually turning towards the sun. I like that. Let's get this other back antenna. See, even though, again, these really mean nothing, I like to roleplay a little bit with these sorts of things. So, in my mind, that is the communication dish back to the planet, and that is the lovely relay antenna so that it can communicate with the other satellites. And with a little bit of science. In vacuum! I love it. Still getting some gravity detection, though, of course. Power should not be an issue for this thing with these lovely solar panels. Nice and big, too. And we have a really big battery here. So yes, this was a successful episode. We now have a nice communication/science-y satellite rolling around in a somewhat wonky orbit. Uh-oh. We've lost the sun. Quick, accelerate time! Get around the planet! I mainly just want to see that. Yeah, that's a very, very small draw, so it'll definitely make it back to the sunny side of the planet before it runs out of power. But I just want to be sure, because I have had problems with power in the past, as you all well know. But yeah, that lovely 500 power that that giant battery has really makes a difference. I really should also start putting lights on these things. Yeah, I think that is going to be a necessity. Though, I guess that where I put those RCS modules, I guess it can't get the fuel, as fuel won't transfer through these things. Note to self for the future, my next version of the KSAT will have a fuel line leading down to these, so hopefully that works out just fine. Come on, go. Let's get to the sunny side. Don't know why I sped it back down. Oh, there we go. It's already back up. Ah, look at that beautiful satellite. It's wonderful. I am very pleased about that. Still kind of wishing I would have circularized this orbit a bit more. It's basically going to be a close encounter on this side, and then swinging back out. But hey, it's stable at the moment. I don't know how realistic drag and things like that in space are for this game, so I don't know if there are decaying orbits in this, but it doesn't seem to be moving. Oh, we got Jebediah over here still. Let's go back to the Space Center, actually, and check out how he's doing. Oh, he's been up there for a while. Yeah, I'm still thinking I should bring him back down to the planet, but like I said, I don't want to accidentally kill him in a bad launch, so I still think I'm going to keep him up here until I build my first space station, and then I will bring him back down to the surface so we can put him in the station crew. And again, for my form of role-playing with this, it has the antenna, it's communicating with the satellite, we're all good. It's a communication relay back to command. It's my thinking, at least. Aw, look at him, he's so happy in there. And yeah, his resources are perfectly fine, still plenty of fuel to get back. But, Jebediah, you're just going to keep on sitting in that chair in there. Let's head back to Space Center. Let's just back in here. So yes, this rocket definitely worked. I need to play around with all of these so that we actually have a decent staging and it doesn't go horribly wrong like that launch that we just did. But hey, we were able to salvage it, even though we lost a whole section of the spaceship and a lot of fuel. But it's still a very good design. I am very pleased about it. Even with that big screw-up, we were still able to use these sections up here to get this thing into space. And with that lovely additional probe, which I love that you can add these things on, this was able to separate, and we were able to burn this up in the atmosphere, so we didn't have that junk just floating around. And we have a nice-looking satellite up there. But yeah, I do like that you can add these additional things here. Definitely will make building like multi-part ships a lot easier. I have an idea for like some sort of cluster launcher that would have just basically a big stack of satellites designed for it, but oh, that will be for another episode, and it is probably going to be a whole other kind of cluster when it's done. But nonetheless, this worked out. I am very happy, though I wonder if I could just move the RCS up to here. I wonder if that would then work. Just put you right there on the battery. Why'd you only do 2? Oh well, that works for me. I'm happy with it. So yes, I will continue launching these up and build a lovely little satellite network. So far, I've really only launched things at the 90-degree mark, and I've been doing that for a reason. I want to build my first space station at this 90-degree mark, so that we can then use it as a platform to then send stuff to the moon, because it too is at the 90-degree mark, as you can see. That's why I have been launching them there, so that we can just do an easy launch to the moon. And, well, I don't know if I want to do a space station first to then use as like a launch point to head to the moon, or if I just want to go straight for a moon mission. I'll have to figure that out. But first, off camera, I'm going to build a lovely little satellite network. Oh, though that one definitely is not at 90 degrees. That's oh, that's because of my horrible, horrible piloting, but hey, I'm still happy with it. But yes, we'll throw on a couple of satellites, build a little GPS network or something. Well, actually, if it was GPS, it'd probably have to be somewhere out here. So yes, weather/communication satellites. That's what we're going to call them. That's long, and yeah, it works. So yes, I hope you all have enjoyed this episode, and that you come back for the next one. Have a good one.